So someone at my work basically said, if you watch cartoons, you have a tiny little baby brain. An ickle bickle baby brain that can only process shapes and colours. And as an undercover Bluey fan, I was intrigued. See, many of the shows that I have watched and enjoyed have been cartoons, and I still love them to this day. But with like real life shows that I used to have an unhealthy obsession with, namely Riverdale, Vampire Diaries, the originals, even Outer Banks. Like, I didn't watch the most recent season because I don't really like them anymore. Sorry, John B. John B in a bad show. You may be thinking, hey, maybe that's just because you're a little bit older and you just don't have the same show taste. But I riddle you this: how come I still like Adventure Time, Pokemon, SpongeBob? You know, all the cartoons of my youth are still enjoyable. And more recently watched animated shows like BoJack Horseman, Hilda, Disenchantment, and the cream of the crop. Bluey! Yeah, I went to Greece recently, right? And there was a Bluey stuffed toy, and I was this close to buying it, and then I just didn't, and I don't know why. And that's gonna be like the biggest regret of my life. I always watch Bluey before bed, and then when I wake up, so I sleep in like a little Bluey sandwich. And you know how people wake up to that alarm? You know the alarm, and then they're like, I'm not a morning person. I fucking hate mornings, and I wake up and I'm always pissed off for the day, and I'm like, yeah, because you're listening to the worst sound on earth every morning to wake you up. Like, why would you put yourself through that? Like, even before waking up to Bluey, I had By the Seaside as my little tune. Sure, it triggers me every time now, and I could not listen to that sound, but it was a way better sound to listen to than the other one, you know? Don't put yourself through like dum-dum.
I slipped on my veins.
You know, some good reasons to watch Bluey is everybody can have like a character they can relate to, whether you're an adult, a child, a 19-year-old stuck in work-life/education limbo. Like, personally, I relate to Bingo a little bit, if you ignore the fact that instead of being fascinated by bugs, I used to mass murder every single bug I've seen in my own life. Sorry to all the little prayer for the ants, for every ant that I drowned with a water gun as a child. The episode's already 7 minutes long, and as a society that have a very short attention span, thank you to TikTok, 7 minutes is a great little time. Doesn't matter that I watch, like 10 episodes, so it's basically an hour-long episode of anything, but 7 minutes I can do. My version of 7 minutes in heaven is watching an episode of Bluey. To circle back on the baby brain thingy, babies like bright contrasting colours because they stand out more at an early age since their eyes have not fully developed yet. This is why as a child, favourite colours were so important, and why now as an adult with some fully fledged eyeballs, no one really cares about your favourite colour anymore. Mine is yellow, by the way. People with 20/20 vision would not have cared less about that fact. But seriously, I love the art style of it, and I love the backgrounds and everything. I also love that they have eyebrows, which obviously helps with like facial expressions and that, but also they have eyebrows. And I like how they're orange and blue. I like how they haven't picked like normal dog colours, which, I mean, it would make the title of the show very confusing if they weren't orange and blue. But it's just nice, you know. It's what makes Clifford so interesting. You know he is red. I don't understand, why do they pick big red dog? Like, I feel like they could have just gone with one. Like, if he was just Clifford the big dog, like, that's still like weird, you know. Why did they choose red and big? Or he could have just been red. That would have been weird too. My foot is dying. I love getting pins and needles in your feet. I love the animation of it all. It can be like subtle. You know, when they're happy, their tail all wags. Or like, and I love the little shots, especially when Bingo sees a bug. Aww. It's so sweet. And also like how usually the parents, they like look where the camera would be, like the office style. Whenever the kids are doing something weird, they kind of just look like dead on, and you can see. It's just fun. It's a clever little show. It's sweet. It's lovely. Watch it. It captures childhood and growing up so well. Like, it's a big nostalgia hit for me. Like, there's full-on episodes where I'm like, oh, this is just from my life. You know, like, I think Bluey kind of has like a catchphrase kind of thing, which is like, oh, for real life. And I feel like I said that a lot as a child, like when you have to differentiate between imagination and like real life. And it's like when you play a game and it's like, oh, is it a bit for real life, and you had like more rules in or something. And also Bandit called one of them Bugalugs at one point, which I didn't know existed outside of my dad's vocabulary. Like, that's an actual word apparently. Apparently it's Australian and British connotations, I don't know where it's come from. So that was fun. I was like, oh, Bugalugs, that's an actual thing. There's also one episode where Bluey runs away from Bingo with like her friend, and I was like, that's happened to me. People frequently ran away from me as a child. And then they would say tag as they ran away, and then I would try and chase them, and they just ran further away, and I was like, this is so weird. Surface Level is a sweet show that portrays a family of healer dogs that's like focused on the sisterly love between Bluey and Bingo, but it's actually a very deep and poignant show that deals with childhood and adulthood and about different relationships, like family relationships, and how they become strained and how they can be fixed, and friendships and how they come and go, and death. There's an episode where Bluey dies. She doesn't actually die, but dies. It shows ADHD in kids. There's like one of the dogs that like explains having ADHD but not actually understanding, and there's PTSD as well for one of the kids. Just like, it was a really good show. It's like a fun and lovely show, and it just shows that kids TV doesn't have to be stupid the whole time. There's a cat. Come here! Like, kids shows don't have to be dumb and silly all the time. Like, they can be good. Like, I just love Bluey so much. It reminds me of my childhood, if you ignore the fact that I had a brother. I recommend it big time. Some of my favourite episodes are camping, the beach, and Granny's. That was good too, because they flossed in it. Yeah, just watch Bluey, guys. It's fucking good. I remember starting on that Bluey toy, seeing my eyes reflected in hers, despite it being made of non-reflective material. And why didn't I buy it? Why didn't I buy it?